עד שחשב שיש לו, יילקח ממנו גם כן.
רבי, בחוץ עומדים אחיך ואמך, הם רוצים לראות אותך.
אמי והאחים שלי הם השומעים את דבר אדוני, ומצייתים.
Let's see if I can stop this.
באחד הימים ירד ישוע...
There we go. So, well, I'm not feeling too good, but of course that's usual. But in any case, let's just fix this. Oh, yeah, that's I've just gotten something to eat. Some breakfast, I guess, even if the clock is nearly dark now. So, in regards to one of the arguments that the Roman Catholics are using, in regards to bowing down before statues and idols and cookies and all that, is that, in regards of the Israelites bowing down before the mercy seat. Now, just the word mercy seat should maybe point out that it's a seat. And who is it a seat for? Well, I think that would be God that, would be seated on the mercy seat. So, when you have the things where they are in front of the mercy seat, it is in regards of Jehovah. So, anyways, that's one of the arguments they use. In regards of it being okay to bow down before statues, idols, images, making the upside cross, lighting candles, kissing them, and, all the, kneeling and bowing and all that bullshit in front of images, And the Orthodox are doing the same thing. They're just primarily doing it with icons as far as I can see. I saw a documentary, on it. I think it was it's a long program, and there came some gold nuggets here and there in regards to the things and all that. But they believe that in the icons, the Holy Spirit, subside, or what do you call it, are present. You have to be kidding me. So they're doing the exact same thing now. They also do have idols in regards of graven images and all that. I don't know in regards of the cookie thing, if they have... but in any case, just keep away from all that bullshit overall. It's incredible, right? Because you're reading the Bible and you're thinking, we have become a lot more clever, God, We have become much more clever in regards of we're not doing all these abominations anymore, we have just, oh why, was I wrong? Was I terrible wrong? Now a huge amount of people are still bowing down before statues, idols, images, and cookies, yeah. Or wafer gods, that's, they call it, they believe it's a god, They believe the cookie, the round, solar disc becomes God. You have to be kidding me. But anyway, that's what they believe. That's pretty, that's their, great God, the cookie God of the Roman Catholics. Yeah, you have to be kidding me. Nope. No, they're not kidding me. They actually believe that the cookie becomes Yeshua, and that, thereby becomes divine. It's just incredible. Just have a little here. Oh, well. Anyway, nice with some food. But I'm absolutely not far from, I have the coconut thing here. Coconut drink. 0.4 grams of sugar per milliliter. Well, I guess it's still a good amount of sugar if you actually have 400 milligrams. And you have to, that would be 4, 8, 16, 1.6 grams of sugar. Anyway, but it's an argument they will use and point out. See, the Israelites was bowing in front of the mercy seat. And that was, idol, that was images on the thing. Well, angels and so forward, and see they're bowing in front of this mercy seat. Well, they're bowing before in regards to who is the guy sitting on the throne. Who is sitting on the throne? Well, that's Jehovah sitting on the throne. God talks about that he will come, and just be above the mercy seat, right? Well, if he's sitting on it, he would be above it, right? Anyway, that's as far as I can see. So he's, a mercy seat is, someone sitting on a seat, right? Just like, what is a seat made for? Well, someone sitting on it, right? And who would be sitting on it? Well, maybe God would be sitting on it. So anyway, of course, there's much more to study in regards to that, but it's just incredible. So they use the argument that that's then okay to bow down before idols and images and cookies as well. And they call there's what do they call it? That's different words in regards of the things that they do in front of in regards of adoration to this cookie. What is it called? They have, whatever. The Roman Catholics probably know what I'm talking about, these Romanists and Papists, and following the Antichrist in his ways. It's incredible how demonic it is, how Satan just, baptized paganism, and, and these people, it's amazing. Very sad. Oh, these classes also need. Oh man, my brain is not really totally functional as usual. Again, I still need a break, and yet I'm not taking a break. There's so much to study, and I'm still on the antifungal things, and I don't know how it's going overall with the antifungals. I have gotten my diflucan, 4 of those diflucans that, was very, the first amount of diflucan was very hard to get from the white coat butcher, the Latin spouter. Pretty much it's just a murderous system in regards of. But anyway, it was very hard to actually get the first time. The second time it was much easier in some sense. So he let me have it. So I'll have it. I'll have to give him that positive thumbs up for that for sure. That at least But it's incredible that you need to use 19 years to actually figure out what you have of issues. Because the white coat murderers are totally ignorant and they're misdiagnosing on so many levels, and they're murdering so many people in our days because of misdiagnosing and thereby mistreatment afterwards. And of course, I've been pretty much, they have mistreated me as well as any other, putting me on happy pills, the psychotropic drugs and all that at a time, which I knew wouldn't help on anything. Why would that help on anything? You have to be kidding me. But anyway, so apparently, it's like they actually understood in the beginning that it might be fungus, and yet they, because the things they gave me didn't work, they thought, I was put in the nutty box instead. But the thing is, they didn't advise me in regards of food at all. In regards of, cutting out my sugar, for example. I think I could have been cured very quickly 19 years ago and even further into this, because it hadn't spread as it has now. And I just didn't know what to do. But anyway, so who knows? There might be a chance that it actually will kill me off in regards to fungus, but, as it does by so many other people. Of course, we call it other names like cancer, for example. And they feed sugar to cancer patients, which is just outrageous because cancer or fungus loves sugar. It loves sugar. So if you're, giving sugar to patients that have cancer, what are you actually doing? Well, you're actually murdering the patients. Anyway, of course, I'm not a white coat murderer, so what do I know, Oh, I'm just so tired of these maniacs. You know, there's just it's a nut house. The whole world is an utter nut house of disgusting bullshit and deception and I guess mammon, hungry, or oh well. Anyway, yeah, let's not get on that road too much. But anyway. So the Roman Catholics will use this argument in regards of, they were bowing and, and worshipping in front of the mercy seat, Yeah, but who is sitting on the mercy seat, They're not bowing in front of they're not bowing to the two angels on the mercy seat. They are bowing in regards of the guy that sits on the mercy seat. Now, of course, I guess the Roman Catholics could take that doctrine and say, yeah, but, we're doing the same thing. Really? So you're doing the same thing when you're bowing in front of statues and lighting candles and, the what is it called? Oh, the smoke thing, which I tend to always forget. The smoke thing and all that in front of so-called Mary statues and cookies. You have to be kidding me. And all these so-called saints and all that you believe is now in heaven. Some of those people that have been so-called sainted, because, there's the Roman Catholic, what do you call it, Purgatory. Oh, I can't even say the name, apparently. I'm not entirely sure, but, it's the Roman Catholic Church Purgatory. I can't, sorry, my name, I can't. To apparently, saint people. What other bullshit? It's God that decides who are saints or not. But anyway, some of these people that have been sainted by the Roman Catholic Church are some of the worst people in the world, some of the most disgusting, evil people in the world, that have persecuted people, killed people, in regards of, persecuted the Christians in regards of, the scriptures, and of course, Ignatius Loyola. The first general of the Jesuits, the special soldiers of Satan. Yeah. Anyway. So some of these people are sadly, in regards of, names and all that, sadly, I can't do the names. I can't remember what they were called. But anyway, I'm sure if you actually dig into the pile of so-called saints, this pantheon, this Roman pantheon of, so-called saints, you could probably find some of the most disgusting people. Oh my God. So anyway, of course, someone could do that, right? And look, but of course, if you're a Roman Catholic, you would actually, you praise those that actually destroys the truth. And it's just, the Roman Catholic insanity institution is just up, just totally turned upside down. And they use Christian terms, but that doesn't mean they're Christians at all. And of course, just the evidence should just be there in regards of they didn't want the people to read the Bible. And I guess nowadays they still don't want the people to read the Bible, but they have opened up compared to in the past where they were burning off people and their documents for having them in the common tongue, in their own language. Oh yeah, because that's so bad apparently. No Christian institution, no Christian congregation would ever not want people to read the scriptures. They would promote reading the scriptures. So any institution that goes against that is not Christian. It's clearly not Christian. Now that's just only one thing, of course. Then of course the persecution of those standing for the truth, right? That should be another, nail in the coffin in regards to this mystery Babylon religion of Rome. That nails it. And of course, in regards of the Bible, totally rips off the clothing of this whore. So we see her shame and nakedness. Anyway, so of course you don't want us to read the scriptures because we might find out. Yep, and they did. The whole movement around 500 years ago they found out who it was. They found out who the Antichrist was. And now a huge amount of Europe, some say half of Europe, some say, less. But anyway, a huge amount of Europe woke up to the truth. And of course, Satan couldn't accept that, of course. So a lot of killings, a lot of murders, and so forth. Yeah. Well, anyway, so it's like, just baptized paganism. Just taking all the pagan things and just, we just put a Christian names on it and this and that and all that, and then it's all right. This is disgusting. Oh, by the way, that's my website in the background. So apparently the player didn't load up. The idea was that the player should load up here. But anyway, it's still absolutely a work in progress. But it's moving forward little by little. But it has taken way too long. I've really been struggling with. Now, of course, my brain is not working totally good and all that, so it's taking longer than, but the guy selling the player, in regards of the things that you're running into of issues, shouldn't, I have like 3 times that I need to set up the player, because I find out I have an older version, and then I get a newer version, and then I find out that newer version is not the newest. So again, having so that's like 3 times, and it takes a good amount of time to actually get the settings from one update to another update and check it all and all that. It takes a lot of hours to do that, as far as so, and then, so it takes a good amount of time. So it's just a lot of wasteful things. Yeah. And of course, some of the issues you run into should have been fixed from the very beginning. So there's multiple issues that I have, that is really not good in regards of when you sell a product, it should be the newest version. The user should be able to download the newest version. I shouldn't need to email the guy every single time in regards of a new version. So that's just tedious and outrageous. And the first time I had to wait 15 days or something like that, before I could actually get the new version. And then I found out there was actually a newer version, and that version I actually had already. Then why didn't he just tell me that from the beginning, instead of this, sending me this version, and then it's just. Then in regards of another thing, in regards of WordPress, I asked him, do I have the newest version? And he twice said yes. And then I had to check myself, because I'm, a guy that, I guess I just. Well, I found out that at least one of the applications I didn't have the newest version. And it's like, why are you saying yes to having, me having the newest version when it's not true? It's just, again, it makes so many issues when you're not able to get the newest version, because the package is nearly a year since it was last updated. It's just, that's insane. Having a package, the thing is, it's a full package, of all the applications, which is nice, it's all the applications that he made. But the problem is when every time you need to have the newest version, you need to ask him. And then apparently you can't even get sometimes the right answer. I don't know. Maybe he's probably, again, it's just like, he probably don't remember or something like that. But it's still tedious that you need to go into this and use time and sending mails and waiting to get an answer. And then, checking things and all that and finding out that's actually not true. And, and not having the newest version and all that. Because just having the newest versions already, an updated package that actually would have all the newest things, would sort out a lot of things, would sort out a lot of these issues. And yet it's nearly a year since the guy last updated the package. And I just feel like that's not, it's not working. It's not really working very good. So Anyway, I know I do understand that, but it's just tedious. It's just tedious and wasteful for the user. And then when you run into issues that shouldn't have been there in the first place, and if he had just checked the player before sending it out, he would have seen the issues. The only thing he would have needed to do was just put it up and check all the links in regards of, on the player, and he should quickly find out, we have an issue here. We actually have two issues, at least. And just be able to fix it quickly before releasing the edition. Because the new beginners are just like, why it's not working? And they're, using time on getting things, trying to fix things, in the help file, it is then correctly, set how to. So anyway, it's just tedious. I'm kind of tedious, but anyway, it's moving forward. It's moving forward, and the players are great. They have a lot of features that is. There's still a lot of things to look into in regards to the download button and all that. I think there's some issues with that, but I have to, at some point I have to look into that, how, if I can get that to work. But yeah, it seems like it's like that. It makes it that you need him, when you would actually not need him if it just worked out of the box, if it didn't have all these issues. So yeah, and also in regards to the updates and all that, if he had just updated the package, I wouldn't need to every single time ask him in regards of, whatever thing that, because I'm not going to install something that is old and then find out I don't have the updated version, and then I need to, redo all the things. That is tedious and it is outrageous. It's anyway. So, oh well, typical Danish weather: gray, and clouds. Yeah, it's just a weather that is very, saddening, and of course, wonderful fungus weather, right? Moist and wet and all that. Fungus loves that. Anyway, the best place I think you could be, if you, would be a place that is not very wet and you still have the salt ocean, and of course sunshine and all that. That would probably be the best thing in regards of, in regards of the environment, in regards of against fungus. So yeah, half an hour for the swimming hole to open up, and that will be great. But yeah, you will hear the Roman Catholics, promote and say, oh yeah, but they were doing it in front of the mercy seat. Yeah, but who is sitting on the mercy seat? Oh, who would be sitting on the mercy seat? Well, that would be God. Anyway, so yeah, it's that's as far as I can see it. Bowing down in front of all that bullshit things, it's just disgusting. And okay, so let's say they just, let's say they could win the argument and all that, whatever. But then they go out and burn people that won't accept the same things that they are doing. And it's incredible, right? Burning people because they don't want to accept the cookie becomes Jesus. Does that sound Christian at all? Of course not. Of course not. This is a bullshit organization of the devil. It's incredible. Yeah. What other disgusting, Oh, then there's agreement force. To the fire. Burn, burn, burn. You have to be kidding me. What's wrong with you people? And you call yourself Christians and you burn people at the stake and kill them in so many ways? Give me a break, The history of the Roman Catholic Church is, is clearly showing that we don't have anything to do, it is nothing to do with Christianity. What it has to do is with the devil's deception and keeping the word from the people and, twisting and doing the devil's work, Absolutely the greatest enemies for any Christian is the Roman Catholic Church. There's no other organization in this world that is more wicked and diabolical. And why is that? Well, because it makes it out to be Christian when it's not. And again, it's interesting that people will look at, when they look at Christianity, thinks they are looking at Christianity, they look at the Roman Catholic, the Roman Catholic institution, and they found out, well, Rome, it's just paganism as everything else, So they never get to understand what it's actually all about. And then they return to their, own paganism because they're just like, oh, it's just the same, it's just paganism, So, oh, well, I'll just do what I do, right, So on so many levels, Satan tricks us and gets us astray from the truth. It hides it away from people, or some people just seem to want to have it's incredible. They just want to have someone telling them that it's all right. They are concerned about this actually being pagan, like for example the festivals. So they found out that some are saying that the festivals are actually going back to paganism, right? And so they become somewhat concerned. They want some assurance that they can actually keep on continuing keeping this because they want to keep it, so they find a source that tells them, oh yeah, it's okay, just continue to keep these pagan practices, no problem. And that's all they need. That's all they need to turn back to the third, That's all they need. Like, let's go back, It's nothing to do with, paganism at all, Christmas, Easter, Halloween, nothing to do with any paganism. Let's just go back and keep those, It's insane, But, that's some people, they have become somewhat concerned because they've heard it as paganism and all that. But they're looking for some person that can give them assurance that it's not, so they can just go back and keep it, It's just there's not much honesty in that, Absolutely not much honesty in that. Oh, well, I guess I'm complaining a lot. And I probably shouldn't. But anyway, so yeah, it's going forward with the player. I also have the test player, which actually should be the one that is actually on this page. Maybe if I close this down, maybe it will come up. The player should actually come up in the gray field. So let's see here if it works better this time. It's loading apparently. There we go. So it works. Okay. I guess it might be because of the camera that it had some problems. I don't think it was set to automatically play. So yeah, that's good. Okay. But that's the player pretty much on the website. The other place I have is like this one. And this is pretty much the same player without the website and all that. And I made a first site so I could actually call it UVP because when I was sitting with it, I have two index files. And there's, of course, difference between one index file to another index file. And I couldn't really see that, I had some problems, just figuring things out in regards to which one it was and all that. So I found out that you could make a referral page, and thereby I could name it whatever I wanted and still get to the same page. So that was nice. So this is my test. Actually, that's a problem here. Of course, one issue with the player, apparently with this version, the old version actually worked, but the new version doesn't work. But that is like these things. I'm like, oh come on, So again, you have a lot of issues as usual. But instead of things working, you always have, updates are not really updates nowadays. Updates are like, get new bugs. get new issues, We might have fixed something, but we might also have broken 10 other things, So it's just tedious. But yeah, so the problem is if I turn it 90 degrees, it will lose the player. It's not there. And thereby I need to reload it afterwards. And that's not going to work. But the old player actually did work. So I'm not sure why the new player doesn't work. And it's issues like this that are just tedious. Because it did work in the old version. And, it should have been tested more what do you call it? More. It should have been tested. It shouldn't have been a thing that shouldn't have been so hard to figure out that was an issue, and thereby it should have been fixed. So anyway, video quality and subtitle example. That's from the server apparently. On Catholic fascism and all that. I need to. So I have different. Mixed playlist. Who is Yeshua the Anointed? And then of course it's in regards of Jesus. I could, fix it with a line and say Jesus. It's not that long anyway. So, but I'm still looking into the titles and all that. Believers protest against the Roman Antichrist. That would be in regards to the Protestants or Christians. I might change the, I think actually Christians protest against the Roman Antichrist. I think I actually put that, maybe I should put that on instead. Because it is, of course, the Christians, but the Christians are in regards of the anointed ones, following the anointed in regards to Jesus. Now, a lot of these topics are still in folder mode. So they will just load the folder of. So I would of course need to, fix all of the folders in HTML markup. I think it's called, where I can then fix it better and in regards of the way I want them in regards of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because of course, John Wycliffe should be the first video, and then John Haas might be number 2 and all that. So, so people can get it like historically correct. And actually I have one before that in regards of there's one before the Reformation. Oh yeah, before Luther, the Waldensians, John Wycliffe and John Haas. So of course that should be actually number 1. Now it is an SDA source, but it's pretty clean in regards of not having any SDA doctrines in it, as far as I, as I can see. So pagan, satanic, worldly, vain, bullshit traditions. Of course, that is in regards of all the traditions that we have. I found different in regards of that, and of course, I need to. I'll find some more, and all. I know there's more, but taking just a little from different, just to get a little of that, because in any case, we don't really want to focus that much on these pagan bullshit traditions. We want to focus on the festivals, right, instead of all this. But sometimes it just helps people, including myself, to find out that these traditions are pagan and then begin to go in the other direction of the festivals of Jehovah. So, of course, the festivals of Jehovah would be something that could be put in as well in regard to. Anyway, scientific, observable, creationistic, intelligent, designed. I guess, I probably will need to change the titles a little here and there and all that. But here we have Kent Hovind, Creation Cinema, Seminar. I should actually write Kent Hovind in it, like in the background or something like that. Anyway, but that's the thing in regards to the mobile. Usually I would have the name in the beginning of, for example, music files and all that. But here, in regards to the other player that I have, the name. It's better to actually put in the last bit because it's not that well, I guess in regards of having different people here, might actually be. But in regards to the music player, it's actually better to have it in the last bit. It seems. I'm not. I'm actually. I'm a little. You know how to do it, but I'll find something out. Spike Pizarris actually is the same thing in regards to the Young Earth, and I'll probably delete the other one. You know, the idea is just to find different people and some of the best that I've looked into, and just put them in there so people have so people will get an idea of who's out there, to help them further research things. Because the thing is, there's huge amount of resources out there, but the problem is that people don't know the names and have difficult ways of apparently finding, in regards to creationism and intelligent design. Then we have the MP3 files and MP4 files in regards of and he's a Roman papist, and he apparently have the name in the last bit here. And then, of course, is in regards of the music player, because the music player have a way of, if you have the name, it doesn't have that much space compared to the video player. And of course, the video player could actually have less space if I make it as such, if it doesn't break, because I did try with the old version in regards of removing the images and making it a lot less space. And that made it break. But I have seen that he has written that it should be possible to do. And that was a newer update and all that. And now having the newest version and all that, then it should be... anyway. I can't remember if I should probably test one of these default versions of the player, but I think if I remember correctly, it's the same problem if you turn the mobile around. Testimony of Jews who found the Messiah. That's from YouTube. A Woman Rides the Beast is from YouTube. Music Check, that is also from YouTube. That is in regards of Bruce Mars. I found one song that I really liked from him, but I'm not sure if there's many others that I would, but one song was pretty good, but maybe there's some other gold nuggets in regards of his songs. So anyway, it's a possible. Oh, what happened? Oh no, it's a possibility, and but again, there's a huge amount of. And the question is, of course, in regards to the time used and all that, I really want to find more of these propaganda songs and actually make them. But yeah, anyway. Music Check. And there was all these Christian stations. I don't know in regards to the SDA if some of these... Maybe some of these television programs was actually divided between multiple congregations, and thereby. But anyway, I deleted a lot of them because. But there might be some. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll look at that again. I have one Christian television program in regards to the Jews, but it's in Hebrew. But I guess the idea was just to check if it works, and it does. So anyway, favorite Truth Bomb songs, Music Check Anabaptist, and video folder is just a mixed folder pretty much. Again, I'm still doing tests in regards to different things. I haven't fixed that. It's interesting when it downloads, it doesn't get the resolution correct. I don't know why. And when it gets it correct, it just actually flips the things around. Compared to what it should actually be. It should be 1920 times 1080. In regards to computers, you always, did the... I guess in regards of mobiles, when you're actually holding it like this, I guess you would choose the numbers like that. But if you actually turn the mobile around like this, then of course it's, but anyway, if you look at the computers and see the resolutions, you always have the big number first. But I do get, that you actually have the screen like this instead of actually like a computer screen where you actually have. Yeah. But anyway, it's moving forward. It's at least it's become something. But yeah, little by little, I guess I'll fix things here and there and get images to things or something like that and sort things out. But again, it's just you're running into a lot of things here and there for sure. Actually, the Sticky Ultimate Video Player WordPress plugin, apparently it seems to be the same video I probably have twice. Ultimate Video Player WordPress plugin video tutorial. It was just to to get some. So one is the Sticky Ultimate Video Player and the other is Ultimate Video Player WordPress. He probably also have in regards of the music player. I just it's just to get a little more acquainted. Just putting it in the player. So if I want to look at something, I can look it from the player to get more accustomed to the player itself, how it works and so forward, and if there's any problems and so it's working. It's working okay. As you can see, it works pretty good, and that's the player that I'm sitting with, by the way, the Sticky Ultimate Video Player. So it was the after testing different players and all that, it was the one that seemed to have all the features that I wanted. So but of course it was costing money and all that, and of course it is kind of tedious with some of these issues that you're running into and all that. But on the other hand, you do have a lot of settings for it, but it takes time to set it up for sure. So here we have in regards of different resolutions. I'm still testing the resolutions in regards if there's any problem in regards to the mobile, and of course I'm running 4G at the moment, but usually I would run 3G. And some of the files are very low in resolution, which of course it's the message that is the important thing. And some of them are higher resolutions, but I'm not entirely sure what to. I'm thinking of keeping it to to the, what do you call it? See if we can find it here. If I do like this, interesting that the quality button would be on other videos when it's not, it's just not active. But maybe in regards of YouTube, it actually maybe be, it might actually become active when you know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, but it doesn't work as far as I remember. No, it doesn't work. So of course that's one of the things that are problematic. But okay, so that's why the wheel is there. It shouldn't then be no, of course that's still YouTube. Do we have something on the server? And we have that one that shouldn't be, and it's not there. Okay, but so this one is the test for the quality where you have different, and that works actually, and you can actually put your own things in it. So I put the resolution like in a computer, which I guess again depends on if you're actually sitting on a computer or on mobile. But again, in the past, it's always been done in regards of the big number first and then the smaller number. But I wonder if I should just keep it to 1280 times 720, I think it was, wasn't it? So, it's still a huge resolution compared to, you're sitting on a small screen on a mobile. So the question is, do you really get much more things out of it if you go on higher resolutions? There are things when you have when people are writing on a computer screen and all that and showing you things and all that higher resolution seems to be a valid thing. But because it's small text and all that, and the person, I can understand at that point, but besides that, it doesn't seem to really be, I wonder in regards to the past, because we still had text there and didn't seem to be a problem in regards of 800 times 600 or 1024 times 768 and so forth. Didn't really seem to be a big problem actually reading the text on this, on the screen. Anyway, so I have two things in regards of Christopher Hitchens in regards to Roman Catholicism, and I have some other Nazi videos, and at least one of them was censored on YouTube pretty much. My whole channel was, destroyed or censored by YouTube, but anyway. I guess I'm making a lot of things where I'm just sitting and talking, and that's a problem. I should make some quality stuff instead, instead of just sitting there and enjoying myself and just talking like whatever and whatever flies. I guess I use it like a break, to just get a break from the other things. I should actually get going in regards of 7 minutes, and they will open up in regards of the swimming hole, and it would be nice to have a swim. I don't remember last time I was out swimming, but it must be some time since I did it last time. But I really would be at least it feels like it. Maybe actually it was Thursday or something like that I did a swim, but whatever the case, it would be nice to have and here we have in regards of a test in regards of stop at time. That was actually pretty good, but I guess you could just take a video file and actually just cut it up where you want to cut it up, and actually you can do that without losing quality. So I have a program that can do that without losing quality of the files, so that's nice. So I should be able to do that anyway. So it's not a totally necessary, but if you have one file that you have one place and you just want a snippet of that file another place, instead of having two files, you could just use one, the same file, because this file might actually be interesting to have in regards of Romanism, in regards to the Jesuits and all that, in that folder. I don't know in regards of Protestant history and Roman Catholic and material. It seems to fit together, but I'm not sure if I should actually put it in two different folders. But I'll as far as time goes, I'll fix things here and there. In regards to the 360, I was just doing it to see if it worked, and it doesn't really work on the mobile in regards of moving. As far as you can see, it's not moving, at least not in this browser. But it works on the computer and all that. So, and again, that was one of the things that actually took a little time to actually get working, because there was an issue in the beginning file which shouldn't have been there. And again, it should be very easy to have checked from the programmer, and just to have fixed it. But no. So hopefully he will fix it in a future version. But like issues that shouldn't have been there in the first place. And that's, you actually can translate to Danish. Okay, interesting. How can you actually set? Oh, okay. Anyway, let's see if this works with the. And there's some things that I need to set up in regards to the colors. I think the bar would probably be better to actually have in orange, because all the orange things that I pretty much have usually is the things that you can push on. Besides the thing that is actually running around, that is actually. But here you go. You can see it works apparently on this browser in regards of in regards of things going on in the picture. It's really much better on the computer really to get the whole, but it works. But that took me a lot of time to figure out as well, because the help file actually does have the real have the real code for it. So the HTML file that is the beginning file that you can try things out and all that is doesn't have the correct code, and that's kind of tedious, and that's not the only thing that doesn't have the right code. I think it was in regards to the Vimeo files doesn't have the right code either. So it trying features out in the application was kind of tedious because some other things didn't work, and not because the application couldn't do it or an error in regards to it, was because of the HTML file. So it had taken a lot of time to set things up, and still there's a good way to actually go in regards to setting things up, but it's moving forward. Apparently, okay, there we go. Having a little problem. Actually, it seems to not work actually. Now, of course, this browser is an older Firefox version, so because apparently they have stopped working on this application and gone to Google instead. So it's the ad browser. So what I've done is, I want the same design, or mostly of the same design, and Firefox seems to have, because it's based on Firefox, seems to actually have the pretty much the same design. It's a little difference in regards of the graphic and all that, but overall the design works in the same way, and so I don't want to go to another browser and of course Google, I hate Google. Google is just the worst, they evil organization. So apparently in the newest version of Firefox it doesn't work totally, but I guess it's better than nothing. At least you can look around in the new version. And who knows, maybe it will be fixed in the future. But, and of course, this feature is not, I don't really need this feature anyway. So, but it was nice to try it out, right? And see if what the application could do. Here we have Yeshua Rai in regards of the Messianic Jewish television thing and all that. The problem is it's only have Hebrew undertitles or subtitles. And it would have been nice if they would have fixed some English subtitles as well, because then you could actually sit and learn Hebrew at the same time while you're actually listening to the Hebrew speech and learning from. But of course they have other videos where they actually have done it, So well, it would have been nice to also see some of the programs actually have English subtitles. I guess they might actually have thought about it. And then we have just different files here that are just, for me watching, that was just, so it's like a basket of different things. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Again, when I get everything sorted out, I could begin to also make some more quality things, I guess, and put it up there. I'm not sure in regards to this thing here. I want to look into if I can actually remove it, because sometimes you stop the video because you want to take a screenshot, and it's a little hard to take a screenshot when this bullshit thing is popping up. So I wonder if I can remove it altogether. Maybe make an empty picture or something like that. If it needs a picture to be there, maybe I can just make an empty picture and thereby not have anything. Maybe that's an option. I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, moving forward, and pretty good, I guess. And again, there's still a lot to do, a lot of work. I must say, in regards to WordPress, it is more like, you know, toying around with Lego in regards of. I haven't really found a theme that I'm satisfied with, and this is the old theme I had in the old days, which I was pretty happy about. The problem is it's not mobile. It's not made for mobile. So as you can see, it's just the pretty much a standard web page like on a. And if you want to go into a link, it's pretty hard because it's drop down things, and it doesn't really work in regards to drop down. It just opens the page where you push instead of just keeping the. So if you're quick enough, you can actually, you know. But overall, this is not working that good. So if I want, you know, in regards to mobile and all that, I'll have to figure out something else. See, you can just go, if I can do it that quickly. Now, I wasn't quick enough. Again, you need to push, and then it opens for a short while, and then you need to push on the video. See if it succeeded. Error loading YouTube API. Okay, yeah. And the API, as I understand it, is the thing that makes it able to talk to YouTube, I think. So, but of course, don't really need that in the end anyway over, or well, maybe in regards to some things actually. This is from YouTube, for example. I wouldn't have that on my own for sure. But just a test thing in regards to testing video. And it works. So, again, I'm recording now, so it would be expected it to be a little slow. But yeah, it's nice to see it working at least. Yeah, but anyway, there's of course the manuals and all that. I should actually sit down and read them again, the newer manuals, and you know, you get tips and things here and there. So little by little you grow in regards of it, but it has been you know, it could have been made a lot easier for the user, I think. It has been, of course, the application do a lot of things, you know, so it's not, and it works, you know, when it works, it works. It's just, when you get it working, it's nice. It's very nice. Anyway, I guess that's just my, progress as far as it goes for now. I did make these videos. I need another video that I need in regards of, well, anyway, things to do, of course, and all that. But, you know, moving forward, lots of things to do. And try out and figure out what is this and what is that and so forward. Little by little, and tune the things and get a mobile theme and all that. I don't really know if, of course, there's material if you want to make your own theme, but that would be a huge undertaking as well. But I do know in some sense what I do want from a theme, and in regards of actually all the graphic bullshit, I want that away pretty much. I want the website to be in the background, like in regards of Crunchbang, which is an operation system, where the operation system itself is in the background, and all the programs and all the things that you're doing is in the front ground, you know, is in the front. And the system itself just keeps in the background, and I want that in regards to the website as well. I don't want too much stuff to be, you know, but anyway, that would be, I don't know why no one has actually made a theme like that, but anyway. Well, I have pretty much the ideas for it. The thing is that apparently in regards of making a theme, you need to know something in regards of Java and PHP and of course HTML, and I pretty much is a noob in these areas, or very yeah, well, it's not, it will be an undertaking that will take time, and to learn things, and it's just, oh my, it's just. Anyway, in regards of the antifungals and all that, I still need to figure out when I'm going to start on the protocol, on the next fungal protocol. I still seem to have some, what do you call it? I still seem to be pretty hit in regards to some of the other things that I'm doing. So still having issues here and there and so forward. Again, it has its own life and all that, but it's still a lot less than I had of issues before taking the diflucan. It was horrible, to say the least, before the diflucan. So when I did the nearly 27 days of diflucan, it absolutely did help, besides the other things that I did. But it's still there. It's not gone, but it's the volume of it is just lowered immensely, a good amount for sure. So that's nice. But if I could hit it one more time and get it even lower, that would be even nicer, So again, I'm still doing all these, natural antifungals and all that. The berberine at the moment, and some extract of, what do you call it? Grape extract, I think it's called. Which also is said to be antifungal and keeping the diet, pretty clean. Again, it's just, trying, putting some antifungals in the diet, but it does seem like actually, if I'm just keeping it to 0 sugar, that's actually the best. And but yeah, hopefully but I have introduced some things that have some sugar in it, like the coconut milk having 0.4 grams of sugar. Goat butter has some sugar as well. The other kind of butter, the cow butter, I have apparently some issues with. It just makes me go to the toilet. So I'm not sure what is going on with that, but that's just horrible. I don't know if it's the fabrication of the butter, that maybe other butters are better or something like that, but anyway, goat butter doesn't seem to do it, so that's nice. And other things, but still minor in regards of course, eating olives. Olives are also said to be having antifungal properties, and then and 0 and sugar. The peppercorns I did was, just wow. That was really wild. It just made me heat up like I was sick. But anyway, I'm still on essential oils, doing different essential oils as well. So again, I'm hitting it on so many levels still. So I'm a little in regards to the diflucan, I probably should take a break from the other things before actually taking the diflucan, and just give it some days of relaxing, and then taking the diflucan, and then see how that goes, and see if I have a reaction in the beginning again, because that might be that there will be a reaction, and then introduce the berberine as well. And of course, I don't know in regards to the peppercorns and all that, but it is said to actually that the peppercorn makes it actually easier to absorb things in regards of, for example, it might help in regards of absorbing the diflucan. Now, the diflucan is already very absorbable, but, a little extra in regards of absorption level wouldn't be bad, So, I don't know. And of course, if it's also antifungal in regards of the green peppercorns and all that, then it might not be so bad. But I'll see. I haven't started on it yet, and but that's the plan, I guess. But it's still there. It's still hanging in there, and we'll see. We'll see. It doesn't seem like I have had much dandruff, you know. And after taking off my hair, when I had, you know, it's like no dandruff. It's like, wow. So that seems to be a good sign. Not having any dandruff, pretty much. Because that was just after the explosion I had. It was just huge layer of dandruff. I could just continue and continue and continue in regards of it. You know, it was utterly disgusting, actually. And that was after the explosion, where I just went up in my head. And of course I had dandruff before that, but not in that amount. And yeah, so I guess the next hit of this is not easy, you know, to kill off the fungi is not easy. It's a terrible beast. Really, really a terrible beast. That's for sure. It's, you know, I think it's killing a lot of people out there. Anyway, I can see the swimming hole is open, and I should just get on going and take a swim. That would be nice. And just, yeah, just have a swim and think, you know. There's always things to think about, you know, and all to meditate on and all that. And again, yeah. Yep. Anyway, have a good one. May Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Have a good one. Bye-bye.